Russia and Ameria reach a common understanding on ending the conflict in Ukraine.
The EU calls for a new ceasefire in Gaza.
The President of Brazil will make a state visit to Vietnam.
You're watching today's news on NTV. My name is Nguyễn Thị and I will be your guide through today's latest update. The Kremlin recently stated that Russia and the United States have reached a common understanding on the need to work toward a solution to end the conflict in Ukraine.
The meeting between the U.S. and Russian delegations regarding the Ukraine conflict in Saudi Arabia on March 24 concluded after more than 12 hours of discussions. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov stated that the Russia-U.S. talks in Saudi Arabia focused on technical issues, including the Black Sea Grain Initiative related to security and regional shipping. Previously, in a phone call on March 18, Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Donald Trump agreed to adhere to a 30-day ceasefire for Ukraine's energy targets. Peskov confirmed, there has been no other order from the president so far. The Russian armed forces are following all directives from the Supreme Commander-in-Chief.
The High Representative of the European Union (EU) for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Kaja Kallas, has made a visit to Middle East to promote a new ceasefire amid the recent escalation of the conflict.
Ms. Kallas emphasized that Europe strongly opposes the continued escalation of the war in the Gaza Strip, as the fighting is causing numerous casualties. Her message during the visit was clear: Hamas forces must release all hostages, and Israel must fully restore humanitarian aid to Gaza. Both sides must resume negotiations. According to Kaja Kallas, the best solution in the current context is for the Palestinian Authority to manage the Gaza Strip. Recently, efforts to extend the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas have stalled as Israel seeks to alter the terms of the agreement. Hamas has rejected these changes, arguing that they violate the signed agreement.
The Vietnamese Ministry of Foreign Affairs has issued a statement confirming that, at the invitation of President Lương Cường, Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva will make a state visit to Vietnam from March 27 to 29.
This will be his first visit to Vietnam during this term, as President of Brazil from 2003 to 2011. He also visited Vietnam, describing himself as belonging to the Vietnam generation. The Brazilian leader has a deep admiration and affection for the S-shaped country. He is the first and only head of state of Brazil to visit Vietnam since the two countries established diplomatic relations in 1989. During this visit to Vietnam, President Lula da Silva is expected to attend an official welcoming ceremony and hold talks with President Luong Quang. He will also meet with senior Vietnamese leaders and engage in other activities, including a business forum aimed at promoting economic, trade, and investment cooperation between the two countries.
Coming up next are some updated news.
On the occasion of the 94th anniversary of the founding of the Ho Chi Minh Communist Youth Union, March 26, 1931 March 26, 2025, this morning, Comrade Vo Thi Minh Sin, Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, visited and congratulated the Provincial Youth Union Office, recognizing and praising the outstanding achievements of the Provincial Youth Union, its branches, and the youth of Ngayon in recent times. The Deputy Secretary emphasized that the Youth Union, together with other youth organizations and provincial sectors, should develop plans and proposals to streamline the organizational structure in a practical and effective manner. This will help promote the pioneering role of the younger generation in the development of science and technology, innovation, and digital transformation.
The Ministry of Home Affairs has proposed transferring all the current duties and authorities of the district-level government to the grassroots level after the merger of provinces, cities, communes, and the elimination of the district level. Accordingly, the administrative units at the commune level will be reorganized to form the grassroots level, including communes, wards, and special zones in offshore areas. Economic special administrative units will remain as currently regulated and will be established by the National Assembly. Both the provincial and grassroots level local governments will have people's councils and people's committees. The grassroots level will implement policies from the central government and provincial level, focusing on tasks that serve the people, directly solving community issues, and providing essential public services to local residents. Local governments in special zones and offshore areas will be granted more autonomy to ensure flexibility and proactive responses in the event of sudden or unexpected situations, aiming to safeguard national independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity.
The chairman of the Ngayan Provincial People's Committee has requested the timely handover of land to ensure construction progress and to bring Vinh Airport back into operation before December 31, 2025. The People's Committee of Vinh City, relevant departments, and organizations are supposed to focus their efforts, prioritize time, and provide guidance and support to resolve any procedures or issues under the responsibility of local authorities. This is to ensure the prompt handover of land for construction, complete the projects, and bring Vinh International Airport into operation on schedule, minimizing any disruption to the travel needs of residents, tourists, and attracting investment to support the economic and social development of the province.
Reviewing accurately identifying poor households and those who are elderly and living alone with housing difficulty is the approach that some mountainous regions have been effectively implementing in recent time in highland areas.
Dilapidated houses and temporary living conditions. This is the situation of Mrs. Lo T Thuyen in Ton Phong Hamlet, Muang Nak Commune, Khe Phong District has been undergoing for years. Thuyen's daily life is almost entirely dependent on relatives and neighbors, making it impossible to repair her makeshift house.
I am very happy to help and try to build a house for her quickly. She's had a really hard time.
Meanwhile, Mr. Zong Ga Po from Huoi Sun Hamlet, Tam Hop Commune, Tuong Buong District, has received support from the local authorities, agencies and organizations in the area, to build a solid house to replace his temporary shelter.
Having a new house is great. I'm happy now.
In response to the housing difficulties of poor households, since the beginning of 2025, construction work has been expedited. As a result, dozens of houses in the border areas of Tuong Buong, Khe Phong, and Khe Sun districts have already been handed over to poor families. However, to meet the overall progress, the disbursement of funding needs to be carried out promptly.
The main concern right now is whether the funding from higher authorities will be disbursed in time. Therefore, we are looking for quick disbursement so that the project can be implemented soon. Everything is ready now.
In the context of 27 border communes across 6 districts in Ngayan province still having many poor households, elderly people living alone, and those with limited labor capacity facing housing difficulties, the efforts of local authorities, businesses, and philanthropists have truly made a difference in providing housing for poor households in the highland and border areas. Thanks to these efforts, the people have been given more motivation to overcome challenges and improve their lives.
That is the end of today's news. Thanks for your watching and see you next time.